Well, here's the game-winning hit. The Cubs win the first game of the doubleheader, 5-4 in 11 innings. Stay with us now for the ninth game, coming up in a moment.
Participating advertisers in Cubs baseball are Bud Light, proud sponsor of the 1988 U.S. Olympic team. Everything else is just a light. Buick. This great American pastime is brought to you by Buick, the great American road car, and your better Buick dealers. United Airlines, the official airline of the Chicago Cubs. Come fly the friendly skies. Pepsi Cola, the choice of a new generation. Unical 76, who invite you to go with the spirit of 76. The Chicago Tribune, a great city deserves a great newspaper. True Value Hardware, your store of first choice. Canon, the official camera of the Chicago Cubs. Nissan Cars and Trucks, built for the most important race of all, the human race.
Before we get started on the second game, we have a real thrill, a real pleasure to present to you a guy whose name is familiar to you, whose face is familiar to you for many, many years. George Fenneman, you bet your life.
Well, you bet your life. Thank you. Thank you,
How are
Harry.
you? You look great.
Feel good. Feel good. You know, I hate to admit it, but this is the first time I've been in this historic, wonderful ballpark. I love this ballpark. I just love it.
Well, you can just count yourself among about 10 million other people who agree with you.
I can tell. Yeah. Wonderful fans, too.
What are you doing?
Well, I'm a spokesman for Savings of America, which is America's largest savings and loan. And tonight we have brought about 500 real estate professionals to the game to work. These are real estate agents and brokers who work with our loan officers, and we're giving a little treat here at the ballpark.
You know, everybody's seen you and heard you for many, many years, and I guess you'll never get away from Groucho Marx, will you?
I never want to. It made my whole career, Harry. It was a wonderful time in my life, really.
I got a chance to meet Harpo before he passed away, and in Palm Springs there, you know, and his ex-wife, you know, has been married to Frank Sinatra now.
And not Harpo's wife.
No, one of them are
Zeppo.
Zeppo.
Yeah.
Zeppo's the guy that played cards at the Canyon Country Club all the time.
Yeah.
Great people. Isn't this a little dull for you now, being a representative with all these busy
Harry,
days?
I've been a spokesman for them for 13 years. When I started, the company had like $2 billion. We're now America's largest, have $38 billion, and it's all my fault. I wish it were.
And I imagine that instead of paying you with green, they just gave you stock and stock and stock now, which is worth zillions and zillions and zillions, right?
I'll tell you what they do, Harry. They send my wife and me on cruises. Peg and I have been on 17 cruises. We've been to China and Greece, all over the world, and that's part of our duty, that they make us go on these cruises.
Tell me, didn't I read somewhere where you were born in China?
Yes, I was born in what is called Beijing now, but I was only 9 months old when we came back to San Francisco, and last year, Savings of America sent us to China. We spent 3 weeks there.
Don't tell me you can speak Chinese. I've heard you speak everything else.
No, believe me, I can't. I really can't.
Yeah. Listen, it's a pleasure to see you. We got to get ahead now with the ball game and the lineups. I really appreciate you coming up. And of course, you know, you advertise on our great television station, and
I understand,
we're happy to have you.
Listen, I'm happy to be here because last night I had your lasagna with clam sauce.
Oh, great.
And it really was great.
Yeah.
The only thing, maybe a little more parsley.
Next time, you have the chicken Vesuvio or the lamb chops oregano. Really sensational.
Well, you'd have to be a member of our party, because I didn't pick up the check last night.
Good to see you, George.
Thank you,
Really
Harry.
a pleasure.
Pleasure to be here.
You know Lou Boudreau. Sure. All right, Lou and I are going to be back with the lineups now in a moment. Okay. Hello again, everybody, with Lou Boudreau. I'm Steve Stone, who is not with us now. He's, as you know, this is a Jewish holiday, and we want to wish Steve and Arnie and Jack Rosenberg and all the many wonderful Jewish friends we have a very, very happy New Year. The lineups tonight are as follows. For the Expo, it's Nixon in center, Jones in left, Martinez in center with Nixon in left and Jones in right. Galarraga at first. Tim Wallach is playing third. Tom Foley at second base. Mike Fitzgerald is the catcher. Jeff Hewson is the shortstop. And Randy Jackson, who stands 6'10", weighs 225 pounds, 25 years old, will be the pitcher. For the Cubs, Rolando Rooms is in left field. Ryan Sandberg at second. Mitch Webster in right. Darren Jackson in center. Dave Meyer is playing third. Manny Trio at first. Rick Rona, the catcher. Angel Salazar at short. And Calvin Schiraldi is the pitcher. The umpires are Gary Darling working the plate. Bill Hone at first base. Jerry Davis at second base. And Bruce Fremming at third base. All right, those are the lineups. There you see Calvin Schiraldi. The Cubs have already won the first game, a 5-4 victory in 11 innings. And boy, I tell you, that Tim Burke, I guess he's wondering what you have to do. How perfect can you be and still lose?
I just wonder whether Barstow's maneuvering at third base upset his concentration to Mumphrey. Before that, he looked like he had every Cub under his wings.
Yeah.
Well,
it could have been that too, because Barstow, you know, is very fast,
yeah,
and he was getting a daring lead. And I guess rather than to make an attempt to pick him off, they wanted to play it a little safer and just concentrate on the hitter.
Absolutely right. And you can see with the Cubs starting lineup here in the second game why Zimmer went with his best, Sutcliffe in the first game, and hoping he can win it.
Ninth time in Chicago.
Anytime in
what's
Chicago.
that saying? What's that saying? Ninth time for Michelob, or Michelob for night, or whatever it is. I gotta get a little Anheuser-Busch plug, Arnie. We're looking at the great, beautiful city of Chicago, looking out of our high scoreboard camera and panning the entire area. And now you're seeing the wonderful lights. And I tell you, I don't know what the feeling of the neighborhood is, but it ought to be good, because probably there's more security around this area now. People even crossing the street or walking someplace have the benefit of doing it in bright light where everybody can see them, which has got to be even safer than ever was before.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%, Harry. And this is a beautiful sight here. There's no doubt about it. And hopefully it'll help the Cubs, instead of their September swoon, get hot in September from here on in.
All right, here we go. The Cubs are now 7 games under the 500 mark. They've won 78 and lost 171 and lost 78. That is right, 71 and 78. And we're ready to go with Otis Nixon leading it off. Nixon had 1 hit, 1 out of 5 in the first game. First pitch, a little bit low. You see Rick Rona, 24-year-old receiver, catching for Schiraldi. There's a fastball, a strike call. San Francisco is beating Atlanta. Boston got 4 in the first at Toronto. Fastball a little bit low. Dixon, a very speedy guy, playing left field. Tonight, Martinez being in center and Tracy Jones in right. Ball 3 is high. Schiraldi. With a count of 3-1. That makes the count full. This is Callum's 26th start of the season. His 3rd start against the Expos. He struck him out. A fastball over the outside corner. And Nixon is called out on strike. Pretty good fastball.
Yes, indeed, and it's great to keep him off the base paths because he is very fast. He has 40 stolen bases thus far this year.
Schiraldi against the Expos has won 1 and lost 1. Now the pitch to Tracy Jones. A little bit high, ball 1. Mike Harkey pitches tomorrow afternoon against John Dobson. There's a fly ball to right, going back. Webster, and he makes the catch. Jones flies to Webster and right. You know, Lou, Mitch Webster is proving a little versatility too.
Yes.
He's played center field, right field, and left field.
Yeah, the only improvement I can see that Webster has to work on in his throwing arm. He's got to strengthen that arm somewhat. But he's a good defensive player, and he's experienced.
Here now is Dave Martinez 0 for 5 in the first game. 2 men out. The Red Sox jumped on Toronto for 4 in the first. There's a slow curve in there, a strike call. Lois and Teresa Renfro here from Burbank, Illinois, celebrating their first wedding anniversary. There's a pitch a little high. Steve Stone observing the Jewish holiday. Not with us now or tomorrow, which reminds me to wish all our wonderful Jewish friends a very, very happy New Year. Yeah. 1 ball, 2 strikes. There's a pitch high, and the count is evened up.
Cubs seem to be wasting the fastball on Martinez and making him go after the curveball.
There's a drive in the right. Webster cannot make the play. Here goes Martinez around second. A good throw might get him. Safe. They can rule it a 3-base error on Webster. Now, some of the Cubs and some of the visiting players who play night baseball here are not happy with the lights. They say it's a little tough in the outfield. I don't know whether that had anything to do with it or not. It looked like they've changed the air to a hit.
It was a difficult play as the ball was sinking very rapidly, and Webster just reached out the glove and it hit right on his fingertips and went behind him.
So that gives Galarraga a chance. He homered in the first game to send it in extra innings. 3 out of 5. Fastball high. Birthday greetings to Tom Heineck.
Yeah.
Quite obviously, Arnie, I think your replay, or why would they have changed it? First they called it a 3-base error. Then they saw the replay and it looked like maybe Webster didn't even touch the ball. And they changed it to a triple. I don't know what the scores are. I never want to find out. I just like to talk about the ruling the way I see it without any personal prejudices.
I think they're thankful for the replay.
1 ball, 1 strike. 2, he had a cut and he missed it. It looks like Shirali doesn't mind challenging Galarraga with his fastball.
He has a good fastball tonight.
2 out, a runner at third. Foul back. You know, that first game, Buck Rogers must still be talking to himself about that one. The first 3 runs the Cubs made were after 2 were out, nobody on. They struck him out to end the inning. Galarraga goes down swinging. 1 man left, 1 hit. We go in the bottom of the first, no score. Harry Carey back at Wrigley Field. Boy, look at the size on that guy, Lou. 6 feet 10.
Be a center on any basketball team, wouldn't he? He was at Indianapolis this year with a 8-7 won and lost record, earned run average of 3.26. He was in 20 games. He started 19 of them. He pitched 113 and 1/3 innings, allowed 85 hits, 52 runs. He walked 72 men, but he struck out 111. He's a good fastball pitcher. They've timed him, his fastball, over 90 miles per hour.
Well, I can see why. He must be halfway to home plate before he delivers the ball. Look how tall. Fastball is low. He's out of Walnut Creek, California. He attended the University of Southern California in Los Angeles. He was selected by Montreal in the 2nd round of the draft in 1985. Rolando Room. The count is even up. Pitch foul out of play. We have Tracy Jones in left field. And Nixon's in center field. And Martinez is playing right. There's a fan watching the game. He swings and he misses. And he strikes him out. So, Rooms goes down swinging.
I'll tell you, when this left-hander Johnson releases the ball, I think he's only about 35 or 40 feet from home plate.
Here's Sandberg, who had 1 out of 5. In the first game, a triple that started the Cubs scoring and enabled them to tie the score. 1 man out. Randy Jackson, 6'10", 25 years old. Fastball, nice play to throw by Houston over to first base. Jeff Houston, nice play to his left.
He got a great jump on this ball. The ball was hit very hard to his left. He makes the play, and then he throws that sidearm throw to first base. And going to your left right here and getting rid of its sidearm is the right play. You don't want to come up and over because you have to get rid of the ball.
Here now is Mitch Webster. Webster in the first game had 2 out of 5. Darren Jackson next. 2 out, nobody on. Cubs haven't won a doubleheader yet this year. Pitch a little bit low. That's the last one we won. The last doubleheader the Cubs won was in '84 in St. Louis when we swept the series. Here's a high pop fly. Houston makes the catch to retire the side. 1, 2, 3. At the end of one, no score. Well, speaking of George Fenneman, who was talking with us before the game, you just saw him on the savings commercial. Here's Tim Wallach, who had 2 out of 5 in the first game, including a home run. Curveball in there, a strike call. Boy, look at the National League stats. Galarraga hitting .301, 4th in the league in hitting. Galarraga with 28 home runs, 3rd in the league in homers. Galarraga with 87 RBIs in the top 10 and the top 10 men in the RBI department. 2nd in multiple hit games to Andre Dawson. 6th in runs scored. 1st in total hits for the year, Galarraga. Total bases, Galarraga 1st. In doubles, tied for the league lead with 40. The young man is having quite a year.
Yes, he is.
Ball 2, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Wallach. The third baseman. Ball high. The Red Sox are leading 4-0 in Toronto. Baltimore, New York, no score at the end of 2. Cleveland leads Detroit 1-0. Oakland has clinched the Western Division title. There's a high pop fly. Manny Trio chasing it near the stand. Can't reach it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The only thing now about the American League race, it seems to me, is for Jose Canseco to steal the 3 bases he needs to be the only 40-40 man ever in baseball history.
Tremendous speed, isn't it?
Yeah, it's hard to believe nobody ever did it.
Tremendous.
2 balls, 2 strikes. A little bit low. Three balls, 2 strikes. Cubs now lead the Expos over the year's play 7-5. There's a drive. Right field is Webster. Makes the catch. Wallach line deep to Mitch Webster in right. You know, Wallach is not hitting as high an average as you'd expect him to be hitting. But he must be hitting in tough luck because every time we see him, he hits the ball hard.
He hits the Cubs as if he owns them. But he should have a better average than what he's carrying right now. He's a better ball player.
I wouldn't mind having him.
Oh, that's right.
Here's Foley, a line drive to left center. Foley is on. Rooms gets the ball into second base. It was Foley's error with 2 out and nobody on that led to the situation where the Cubs won the ball game in the bottom of the 11th on Jerry Mumphrey's pinch hit single with 2 outs. Here's Mike Fitzgerald, hitting .263. Three homers, 18 RBIs. The Dodgers are leading Houston 3-0. There's the strike call. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Buck Rogers, the skipper of the Montreal Expos, may test Rona's arm in this particular spot and ask Foley to try to steal second.
Foley's only swiped 2 bases all year. Throw over to first. 5-4. The Cubs won the first one in 11 innings. Curveball a little bit low. 2 balls and the strike on Fitzgerald. There's Don Zimmer. Ball 3 outside. 3-1. 1 out. 1 on. Line drive, right field, base hit. Here's Foley holding up at second base. Well, I'm amazed it didn't continue to third. They should know about Webster's arm better than anybody.
That's right.
The Giants leading in Atlanta 6-4. At the end of the 7th, Dodgers now lead Houston 5-0 in the 5th. Here's Jeff Houston. Line drive, right field, a base hit, 1 run in. Another man racing at third. Houston, who batted in the run the first game, just drives in another one. He spells his name H-U-S-O-N.
He picked on a low curveball and drived it over Sandberg's head into right center. Puts runners on first and third now with Johnson, their pitcher, at the plate, so we have to be alert for anything.
Johnson's only batted once and struck out. Jackie Moore, the third base coach, in talking to him. Jackie Moore is about 6'1" or so. And Randy Johnson towers over him. You know, looking at those Dodgers recently, I kind of have a feeling they're going to knock off the Mets.
They're a tough ball club.
The pitch with the infield back. Strike call. 1 strike to nothing.
Well, he certainly has a large strike zone. I'd say Johnson, that is.
I think you're right. I think you're right. 1 strike to nothing. Throw to first, the runner back. Well, that's a long tilt, huh? 0-1 the count. He had to be a basketball player,
Yeah.
no doubt about that. One strike and nothing. Here's the pitch. Swung and he missed. Well, I tell you, I have one of these Montreal yearbooks. So hard to read. Page after page is in French. And I'm not much on French. Here's the pitch. Swung, and he struck him out. So, there are 2 out, and here comes Nixon. Johnson went to University of Southern California on a baseball, basketball scholarship, but concentrated solely on baseball during his junior year. Swung and he missed. Nixon. 0-1. Two out, 2 on, 1 in. 1-0 Montreal. He fouls it off, Nixon. 0-2. The Mets lead the Phillies 1-0. The Mets' magic number is 3. Now ready? There goes the runner. Struck him out swinging. Otis Nixon goes down swinging. Strikeout number 4 for Giraldi. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors, 2 left. They go in the bottom of the second, 1-0 Montreal. Carey back at Wrigley Field. David Cohen pitching for the Mets. Leads the Phillies 1-0 at the end of 3. He's going for his 18th victory with only 3 losses.
Well, he was a great find for the Mets, wasn't he?
He really was.
Having a great year. Harry William Knotts of Webank Buick is here with us tonight, as with Al Andrea of Grant Dean Buick is also with us tonight.
The 4th annual Cubs Convention will be held at the Hyatt Regency during the weekend of February the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. I'm looking forward to it again.
Yeah, a great
We have
affair.
a lot of fun there. There's a pitch, a high foul ball out of play. Don and Doris Wakeman are here from the Swanson Senior Citizen Center in LaPorte, Indiana. Darren Jackson fouls it back. Starting to get a little breezy again.
Yeah.
Jackson hitting .251. He struck him out. Jackson called out on strike.
Youngster Randy Johnson has just been throwing fastballs, but let me tell you, they're 90 miles or better as they reach the plate. He's very quick.
There's Dave Meyer playing third base, making his debut with the Cubs. Had a good year at Iowa. Now the pitch. Strike call. One man out. Randy Johnson is retired 4 in a row. 2 of them on strikes. Swings and he fouls it back. M-E-I-E-R, Meyer. Now ready? Ground ball to the second baseman. He's got it. Foley over to first. 2 away. 5 in a row. Retired by Randy Johnson. That brings up Manny Trio. Trio, a remarkable veteran. Been around for years.
Handy man to have around, isn't he?
Yes, he is. Pretty good hitter. The pitch, strike call. Two men out. Meyer, who just rolled out, hit .305 at Iowa this year with 20 homers and 83 RBI. Trio fouls it back. 2 men out. Nobody on. 1-0 Montreal. Look out.
That was close.
Ducked his head out of the way. Steve and Sharon Connor spending their honeymoon here tonight. They're here from Albuquerque, New Mexico, the Anderson. Albuquerque is the home of Ray Rayner. Now the ground ball, nice play. Wallach throws in time. Manny Trio bounces out, and the youngster is retired 6 in a row. At the end of 2, the Expos lead 1-0. Carey back at Wrigley Field. We're going to the top of the 3rd. Jeff Ebbison from out in Sacramento sends a Budman's cheer to his friend Don Kunstler. Tracy Jones leading off. 1 ball, no strikes. John Malone watching the ball game, celebrating a birthday out in Arizona. And the altar boys are here from the Cathedral of St. Raymond's of Joliet. Two balls, no strikes. Lined into center, going to be caught. Webster's there, and he has it. 1 man out. Here's Dave Martinez. Tripled his first time up after going 0 for 5 in the first game. Well, Rich, the husband, watching the game here, wants to be remembered to his wife, Susan, who's watching the game in Arizona. People who watch baseball together in different parts of the country are frequently not together at all. 1 ball, no strikes. Martinez, a strike call. Drove here from North Carolina. The pitch. A little bit low. The Yankees are out in front of Baltimore 1-0. A double by Ken Phelps drove in Jack Clark.
Buck Rogers, skipper of the Montreal Expos, looking in very intently at his hitter, Martinez.
Now the pitch a little bit high, ball 3. The New York Daily News reported today that the Yankees are going to have another major shakeup at the end of the season and that they're going to hire Dallas Green as manager. Here's a pitch swung and he missed. 3-2. Kevin McReynolds hit number 25 and the Mets lead the Phillies 2-0 in the 4th. 3-2 pitch. Fouls it back. Budweiser and the Cubs still searching for the ultimate Cub fan, Budman. Fill in this month's 2 answers. The answer to the first clue is Addison Avenue. To the second, night game. Put those 2 words, Addison Avenue and night game, on your entry blank. And enter during the month of September. There's a high pop foul back out of play. We've been having winners each month. There'll be a grand prize given at the end of the season. An all-expense trip for 2 to spring training for the Cubs in Arizona and Mesa. Season seats for all the Cubs games. Merchandise from Budweiser, many more goodies. So enter the September contest and maybe you'll qualify for the grand prize. Struck him out. Martinez goes down swinging. Boy, this crowd certainly got bigger, didn't it?
Yes,
I think we only had about 1,000 when we started. The difference, of course, is a night game that was scheduled. That's probably what the people had purchased tickets for. And so the crowd now is much larger than it was earlier. There's Galarraga.
Five strikeouts for Ciraldi thus far.
The more he pitches, the more you realize his place on the ball, on a good ball club would be out of the bullpen in relief.
Yeah, he keeps that good fastball and good control with a curveball. About 4 or 5 innings.
There's a fastball in there, a strike called. You only need a closer for 1 inning.
Yeah, that's right. If he could strengthen his arm, he could be the starter next year.
1 ball, 2 strikes. I honestly think the Cubs are going to need a relief pitcher more than going to need a starter. With Mike Harkey coming along, he's pitching tomorrow. A little bit low. Well, I am intrigued by this New York Daily News story.
Yeah.
They say that Steinbrenner is going to be trading and releasing over 1/3 of his ball club. A little bit outside. Ball 3 on Galarraga. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Yeah, after we talked to the new commissioner yesterday. I read that. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Lined in the right, a base hit for Galarraga. Galarraga singles. Ciraldi's going to try for 2. And he is out. Galarraga single to right. It was thrown out from Webster to Salazar, trying to stretch it.
They're trying to take advantage of Webster's arm in right field, as you mentioned earlier.
All right, we go in the bottom of the 3rd. 1-0 Montreal. Harry, Carey, and Lou Boudreau from Chicago. The rooftops are well populated now. A half a moon and a half a roof. There we go with Rona, rookie catcher, 24 years old.
Well, Zimmer had quite a discussion with the plate umpire before this inning started, Darling, and I couldn't guess what that was all about.
Now the pitch to Rona, strike is called. 41 Cub fans from the new Lenox Park District are here. Struck him out. Rona called out on strike. 7 in a row. Retired by this 6'10" left-hander.
He's throwing BBs, isn't he?
He really is. Randy Johnson, 25 years old. Following on that deal, that story out of New York, which calls for Dallas Green to become the new manager of the Yankees, assuming that, among the players the Yankees are prepared to trade are outfielder Jack Clark, pitcher John Candelaria. They're going to return pitcher Dave Righetti to the starting rotation. They're going to release 13-year-old veteran Rod Gibbrey. There's a ground ball. Galarraga to the pitcher. Oh, he threw it behind him. They give the air to Galarraga for a bad throw.
Which is right. He should have taken his step towards the pitcher and underhanded the ball instead of firing the ball. He just stood right there in the tracks and then fired that ball behind Johnson. Johnson couldn't handle it.
So Salazar is safe on an error. I don't know why Galarraga didn't go over and touch the bag himself.
That's right. The ball was hit very sharply to his right.
Given assist to the first baseman and error 1. Assist to the first baseman, error 1.
Then now they've changed it again. They're going to give the air to the pitcher. Strike call to Schiraldi. The Yankees also are talking about the trade of first baseman Don Mattingly. Well, a couple of those names I wouldn't mind seeing in Cubs uniform. Trying to sacrifice bunts foul.
We have 3 Cub fans from Charlotte, North Carolina, Cheryl, Tripp, and Missy, watching the ball game tonight.
They're here from everywhere. Larry Hayward and Joanne Sullick from Phoenix, from the Phoenix Post Office. There's the bunt attempting strikes out. Schiraldi bunts foul on the 3rd strike. So that's 4 strikeouts for Johnson. Charlie and Darla Wagner celebrating a honeymoon at Wrigley Field tonight. Throw over the first to runner back.
Yeah.
Whose car is that, Arnie? You sure it's not yours? There's a sadistic streak in Arnie. He always shows a picture when they're towing the car away.
He's got eyes in the back of his head, hasn't he, with these cameras around here.
There's a throw. Almost got him. Two men are out. Fastball outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Again, a quick throw over there. He's got a pretty good move. He swung and he missed. San Francisco beat Atlanta 7-4. One ball, 1 strike. Rolando Rooms, the left fielder. Swung and he misses again. 1-2. Johnson hasn't allowed a hit. One ball, 2 strikes. Fouled it back and out of play. Randy Johnson. Six foot 10. Long legs, long arm. Fouled it out of play. He's having trouble getting around on his fastball.
80% of his pitches has been the fastball. Cubs should start taking a shot to right field, right center.
Gang here from Whitey, Indiana, the O'Hearns. Fastball high. Two and two the count. Phillies have tied up the Mets 2-2 in the 5th. Throw to first. Two pitch. Curve outside. 3-2. We're in the 3rd. 1-0 Montreal. Ball 4. Whoa! On the appeal, they ruled that he swung. And he's unhappy about that. Rooms is out on strike. Dwayne will be joining Lou in a moment. Harry Carey from Wrigley Field at the end of 3. The Expos 1, Cubs nothing.
Ball game moves into the 4th inning from Wrigley Field with Lou Boudreau and Artie Harris. This is Dwayne Stats. Nice to have you with us. It's a 1-0 ball game. Good to see you again, Lou.
Well, thank you, Dwayne. I'm happy to be here. Pinch hitting for our good friend Stone.
And as we move into the 4th, Tim Wallach steps in, leading it off for Montreal. Wallach takes a big cut and comes up empty. Strike 1. Well, Schiraldi with 5 strikeouts. He has not walked anybody. The 0-1 pitch in there for a strike. You know, despite the fact, Lou, that Schiraldi gave up the single to Galarraga in the 3rd, he did it on a 3-2 breaking ball, which shows you just how far Schiraldi's come.
I think he's come a long ways, Dwayne, and he's been throwing the ball very well tonight. The only doubt I have in my mind is the strength of his arm, his endurance. Can he go more than 5 or 6 innings? And then he starts easing up a little bit on that good curveball.
Yeah, that's been a problem. A ball, 2 strikes the count on Tim Wallach. He misses down and away here to go 2-2. Well, I think just the fact that he would entertain throwing a breaking ball 3-2 is probably the statement of his season, because when the season started, well, here's a guy who actually is trying to develop 2 pitches in one season, a breaking ball and a changeup.
That goes along with confidence.
The 2-2 fouled out of play. So the count remains 2-2 on Wallach. Wallach homered in the 4th inning of the first game, his 12th of the year. Cubs with a chance to win a doubleheader. This is their 5th doubleheader of the year. They've lost 2 of them and split 2. Thought they had 1-1 against the Phillies. Fly ball toward left. Rolando Rooms under this one, and he's got it for the out. So Wallach is 0 for 2 in the first out in the 4th inning.
Schiraldi let up on that curveball, and Wallach hit it one-handed. Was out in front of it.
Here's Tom Foley. I know that in the 9th inning of the first game, when Foley hit that ball off the doors and right, he thought he'd hit a home run.
Yes.
Hot shot to first, ball deflecting off Trio, back to Schiraldi, and now to Trio, but not in time. That's going to be a base hit, a hot shot to first. Well, wouldn't that have been something? And that ball deflected right to Schiraldi.
That showed you how hard that ball was hit. Hitting Trio. I don't know where it hit him. It might hit him on the knee. Went almost back to the pitching mound.
Take a look at Trio isolated, Lou.
All right. Ball is hit right there. Hit him in the chest. Looked like, and part of the wrist.
That's 6 hits for Montreal. And here's the catcher, Mike Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald singled in the 2nd inning, giving him 6 out of 13 against the Cubs this year. Nice stop there by Rick Rona. Included among the 6 hits, a grand slam home run. See the numbers on Foley on the bases. He really has not been overly active. Caught 6 times. 1-0 the count. Into the dirt, and again a good stop by Rona. Schiraldi's had a little problem with the breaking ball in this inning. He has not been in command, has not been as crisp. 1 on, 1 out. He's behind Fitzgerald, 2-0. And here it is. He comes back with a strike. 2-1 now. At Detroit, Darrell Evans has hit a solo home run in the 5th inning, and that game is tied. Indians 1, Tigers 1. The 400th of his major league career. So he moves past a great Tiger, Al Kaline, into 22nd place on the all-time home run list. Foley back in at first. The count on Fitzgerald is 2-1. There is ball 3. 3 balls and a strike.
And now we'll see if Buck will start his runner at first base with a count of 3-1 here with 1 out.
The shortstop, Jeff Hewson, on deck. Runner is going. The 3-1 pitch is fouled out of play. So Rogers did start the man. He'll return to first. The only run of the ball game came in the 2nd inning when Jeff Hewson singled home Foley. Foley singled with 1 out in the 2nd, has done it again here in the 4th. Runner goes. The pitch is ball 4, down and away, and Schiraldi has given up his first walk. So the Expos have 2 men on with only 1 out again for Jeff Houston, the shortstop.
Houston got 2 out of 3 times at bat in the first game, so he's doing quite a job hitting in that 8th slot for Rogers.
Well, he's opened some eyes. I guess that's the way to break in. He's 7 out of 14.
That's right.
He's playing shortstop. The Expos really project him perhaps as a second baseman more on an everyday basis than at short. The pitch is too low. Ball 1. 1-0 Montreal. The Dodgers have a 6-0 lead on Houston. Franklin Stubbs has hit a home run, his 7th. That came in the 8th inning. One-0 pitch, fouled into the stands back of the third base dugout. So it's 1-1. There are the runners. Fitzgerald at first and Foley at second. Giraldi slowing the pace here. Houston a big hitter with the pitcher Randy Johnson due next. So Houston becomes a pivotal hitter in this inning. Into the dirt.
Oh, very fine stop by the young catcher Rona.
Rona's had to do that a number of times in this inning as Giraldi's had a little difficulty finding the measure on that breaking ball.
Yeah, when Giraldi starts aiming that curveball, you see he held on to it too long. He wanted to be sure that it was going to be a low curveball, but it landed about 10 or 15 feet in front of home plate.
Two and one to count. And a big cut and a miss by Houston. So the count goes to 2-2. Right there, I think, Lou, you would agree, is an example of a hitter being so anxious up there with men in scoring position.
That's right. He was looking for one pitch, a fastball, and Giraldi let up on this curveball. It broke down very nicely, and Houston went down on all fours.
Outfield around the other way for Houston. A single and a walk. Foley and Fitzgerald aboard, following the fly ball to left by Wallach. And a foul ball out of play. Giraldi into this game with an earned run average of .430, making his 26th start. He plans on spending some time after the season working on the changeup and the breaking ball. He's 2-2 with Houston. Time call. Oops. Boy, that's tough on a pitcher to stop at that stage.
That was a late call by Darling, the plate umpire.
We're in the fourth inning, game 2. And a foul ball back and out of play. So Houston is certainly getting his cuts. The Yankees have taken a 5-0 lead on Baltimore. That game is in the 5th inning at New York. Jack Clark and Ken Phelps have hit home runs for the Yankees. A bouncing ball fouled outside of third. That's the 26th for Clark, a 3-run shot, and Phelps a solo home run, his 22nd. The race is starting to wind down a bit, but the Yankees, along with Detroit and Milwaukee, trying to stay alive in the American League East, chasing Boston. Now Schiraldi, 2-2 to Houston. Here it is. Bouncing ball, second base. Sandberg to Salazar, 1. First base, they got them both. 4-6-3 on the double play. And Schiraldi gets out of the jam. No runs. A man left. Bottom of the 4th coming up. 1-0 Montreal. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Montreal leading the Cubs 1-0. Cubs out of the jam in the top half of this inning on the double play. Jeff Houston hitting into the 4-6-3 double play. And for that inning double play, Turtle Wax donates $100 to Cubs Care Cancer Research.
I think Sandberg made that play by getting rid of that ball very quickly to his shortstop. Watch Sandberg really not hold on to that ball very often. He gets it in his bare hand where a shortstop can see the ball all the way. And Salazar made a quick throw to first base to double up Houston.
Ryne Sandberg opens the bottom half of the 4th inning. Sandberg, Webster, and then Jackson against the 6'10 left-hander. Ground ball in the hole. It's short, and Houston loses his footing and cannot make the play. That's a base hit. Sandberg picking up the first hit of the ball game for the Cubs. Houston a nice backhanded stop, but his feet went out from under him, and Sandberg has a single.
Houston went over quickly, made a backhanded play, and as soon as he hits the grass, his spikes give way and he tumbles. He'd have to made a great throw with something on it to get the speedy Sandberg at first.
So the Cubs have the leadoff man on for the first time in this game against Johnson. And here's Mitch Webster. Webster fouls it out of play for a strike. Webster, nothing out of 1 in this game. Had 2 hits, 2 singles, and a run scored in the first game. The Giants have beaten Atlanta 7-4. Cincinnati earlier in the day knocked off San Diego 7-2. Fastball is high, 1-1. Johnson admits that his stature, being 6'10", has given him some special problems in terms of mechanics. He's really had to work on that. Sandberg back in. And he says someday he'd like to be known as something other than the tallest pitcher in Major League history.
Yeah.
Quick toss to first, stepping back, and Sandberg is back in. He says he's used to all the usual questions about being 6'10" and all that. He'd like nothing more than to establish himself in the major leagues and be that good left-hander from Montreal. He picked up a win his first time out against the Pirates. He beat Pittsburgh and Dave LaPointe 9-4, allowing 2 runs in 5 innings in that game. Webster, thinking about bunting, takes the pitch, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Johnson made 19 starts at Indianapolis, 1 relief appearance, did not have a complete game in the minor leagues this year. Webster swings through that pitch. Count evens at 2-2. Webster hitting third in the lineup. Johnson with a move to Galarraga. Ryan back in. Yankees settled for the 4 runs they got in the bottom of the 5th inning to take that 5-0 lead on Baltimore. The Orioles have come back with a run in the 6th. It's now 5-1. And this one popped into short right. Foley out for it, making the call and the catch. And Webster's the first out in the 4th.
Well, Webster did try to go to right field, but he got under that ball, trying to advance Sandberg from first to second.
Darren Jackson playing center field, caught looking his first time up. Jackson actually thought the pitch was inside.
Yeah.
But as so often happens, it seems, especially with left-handers, that fastball will back up sometimes.
That's right. Looks like it's going to stay inside, but then it backs up over that inside corner.
Sandberg at first, 1 out as Jackson prepares to hit against Johnson. A pitch out. Buck Rogers doing a little guessing, but the Cubs didn't have anything up. Jackson will have problems with a breaking ball, but he likes that fastball. There's Buck Rogers. He'd called for the pitch out on the first delivery. And a shot foul down the left side. Well hit, but foul. Dave Meyer is on deck. Darryl Strawberry has hit a 3-run home run in the 6th inning to give the Mets a 5-2 lead over the Phillies. The other 2 runs for New York came on solo home runs by Kevin McReynolds. Toss to first, and the runner is back in. You know, right there you have 2 teammates in Strawberry and McReynolds who will battle each other for the MVP honors.
Yeah, they have to get some votes. There's no doubt about it.
The pitch breaking down and in.
Yeah, and
a couple
Gibson.
of the names.
Yeah.
You know, Strawberry, of course, gets all the attention over there.
Yeah.
But McReynolds has had himself a great season. He's hit over 300 with men in scoring position and really doesn't want the limelight.
No.
But you have to consider him as well as Strawberry for possible MVP honors with the Mets. Jackson lifts this one foul. Fitzgerald goes all the way back, but it's out of play.
McReynolds has done a great job defensively also.
Yes, he has.
Especially with his assist.
Yep.
And throwing men out, trying to score.
He's done about everything you can ask of a guy, and done it well. He's run the bases well. He's hit with power. He's hit in the clutch. He's thrown men out.
Yeah.
He's been the model of consistency, and he's been very quiet. And that's tough to do in New York.
Yes, indeed.
Toss to first, the runner back.
Wonder where he hides.
And, of course, the Cy Young battle.
I'm going to add Rick Russell in there to get a few votes.
Well, he's got 19 wins. A line shot. That's a fair ball. Sandberg rounds second, but stops there as Darren Jackson lines a single into left.
Well, Johnson threw a curveball, and it was up high to Jackson, and he just got around on it, drove it into left field.
Here's that pitch.
Here's the pitch breaking in over the plate and up high to Jackson.
You know, I would think, Lou, that with Hershiser with 22 wins and Jackson with 22 for the Reds, the advantage would go to Hershiser, obviously, because the Dodgers would be in a position for postseason play. If they go on, it appears they're going to win the West. It's pretty much settled.
And plus the month that he's had here in September,
yeah.
40 scoreless innings, shutouts.
Dave Meyer up there with 2 men on and 1 out. He swings and misses strike 1. And of course, as David Cohn with the Mets right now, a 17-game winner starting play tonight. He's pitched extremely well.
Yes, he has.
But I'd have to think that Hershiser probably has the inside track right now. Fastball missing. The count is 1-1. Of course, that MVP honor, you know, we saw Gibson's name on the screen. The Dodgers will tell you almost to a man the difference he's made. He might not have the spectacular numbers, but they say he's been the big influence in helping the Dodgers turn it around.
He's been a great leader for them, I'll say that.
Runners take off. They got a great jump and a double steal. Boy, they got a great jump as Sandberg swipes third and Jackson moves into second. Johnson forgot all about him.
Great bit of base running, not only by Sandberg, but also Jackson, who picked him up. Sandberg is going now, and the pitcher hasn't released the ball yet.
So now Meyer has a chance to put the Cubs out in front with a base hit. Sandberg to third and Jackson in scoring position at second. So the Cubs pull off a double. He goes after the high pitch and fouls it out of play. We mentioned it on radio earlier. Meyer was not among the original September recalls. As a matter of fact, he thought his season was over and was on vacation when the Cubs tracked him down and summoned him to the big leagues. The 1-2 pitch. Ooh, boy, that came very close to being a good breaking ball, and it's 2-2.
Breaking pitch had Meyer fooled, but Johnson just couldn't get it in the strike zone.
Cubs acquired Meyer this past spring out of the Texas Rangers organization. The 2-2. Oh, he's out this time.
Came right back with the breaking pitch.
Yes, he did. 6 strikeouts for Randy Johnson. 2 outs in the fourth, and it's going to be up to the veteran Manny Trio. Now first base is open. They have Rick Rona, the young catcher, on deck. So you would expect they'd be very careful here with Trio. Manny bounced to third his first time. Johnson misses up. Ball 1. Johnson is not the sort of pitcher that a manager would like to put behind the 8 ball by intentionally walking a guy like Trio, because there have been times when Johnson has struggled with his control. Nevertheless, he wants him to be careful with him. He misses there, and the count is 2-0. That's really something to see a veteran player up there be patient against a young pitcher and get out in front of the count. So many of the younger, inexperienced hitters are a little aggressive, get themselves into trouble and behind on the count. There's a strike, and it's 2-1. Gary Darling calling the balls and strikes. The Expos scored in the second inning. The Cubs with their first scoring opportunity of the game here in the fourth. Here we go, 2-1, and Trio takes ball 3. And Manny Trio has himself a 3-ball, 1 strike count. Johnson delivers, and Manny takes ball 4. So Trio walks to load the bases, and Rick Rona, who was called out on strikes, Johnson threw him 3 pitches and struck him out in the third inning, is up to 24 years old, out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Cubs recalled him from Iowa. Well, here he is, a chance to pick up his first big league hit and drive in a run or two with it.
And Zimmer's anxious to see this youngster perform.
The pitch is high. He started to go. Now time call by Fitzgerald. He wants to talk to his rookie left-hander.
Yeah. Veteran catcher taking care of the young pitcher Johnson, just seeing that he was trying to force that fastball.
He's in a bases loaded situation in a one-run ball game. Good look at Rick Rona. Rick hit .264 at Iowa. A couple of home runs and 23 runs batted in. Fastball in there for a strike. It's now 1-1. Johnson being very deliberate here in the fourth inning. Couple singles and a walk have loaded the bases with 2 outs. Rona lines this one foul, slicing it into the stands. So we have the count move out to a ball and 2 strikes. Randy Johnson just turned 25 years old 10 days ago. Out of California. Here's the 1-2. Rona stays alive, fouling this one off. Sandberg at third, Jackson on second. Manny Trio, the runner at first. Here's the 1-2 pitch, ground ball, cut off by Houston, long throw, in time, close but out at first, says Jerry Davis, and that retires the side. The Cubs do not score. 2 hits, they leave them loaded, and at the end of 4, 1-0 Montreal. Ball game moving into the 5th, 1-0 Montreal leading. Let's take another look at that play. Lou, it was about as close as you can be at first.
Yes, the ball was hit to deep short. Great backhanded stop by the shortstop. He fired overhand, and it was very close at first base.
All right, Rona, let's take another look.
Here it is again. Houston making a very fine throw. Galarraga stretching out as far as he can just to nip Rona at first base.
And now Johnson takes the first pitch for a strike. So Rona came within an eyelash of getting his first big league hit and a run batted in. 2 strikes now on Randy Johnson. Here's that play at first again. We'll slow it down even more. Boy, look at that.
He was just coming down on the base when Galarraga caught the ball. So it was a very close call and a right call by first base umpire Davis.
So the count is 1-2. Jerry Davis made the call at first. We have Gary Darling working the plate. Davis at first. Bill Hahn, the umpire, at second, and Bruce Fleming down at third. And the pitch is low. So we go to 2-2. A lot of anniversaries. John and Linda Wolf, along with their bridal party here, celebrating their second. The Shiwi celebrating their 36th anniversary. There's a swing and a miss. Johnson out on strikes. That's 6 strikeouts for Schiraldi. And Vicky and Dennis Kennedy celebrating their 16th wedding anniversary tonight. Congratulations to all. Otis Nixon, the top of the batting order, steps in for Montreal. He has struck out twice. And a bunt right side. Who's going to cover? Nobody over there as the ball skipped away from Trio. Manny lost his footing, and Nixon bunts his way on. And that's exactly what the Expos want to see more of from Nixon.
Yeah, he's attempted that particular bunt about 2 or 3 times this evening.
See Manny sliding on the infield grass.
There's Manny, just as he started to field the ball, his feet left out from under him, and down he went.
So Nixon has bunted his way on. He has 40 steals, so Schiraldi will have to keep an eye on him. He has great speed. Tracy Jones is the hitter. And a throw to first. Nixon is back in. A toss over there. As a matter of fact, this fellow with the 40 stolen bases, Nixon, the first Expo other than Tim Raines to steal as many as 40 bases since 1980. He's back in. They had Ron LaFleur and Rodney Scott on that team in 80, 97, 60. Nixon on with 1 out. Again, a toss to first base. Otis Nixon back in. There's Tracy Jones. Jones will have a knee worked on when the season's over. He's been bothered by a bad left knee. One more time to first. He's back in. Nixon bunted his way on. We're in the 5th. There he goes. A pitch out, and Rona can't find the ball, and it pops away from him. On the pitch out, Rona could not get a throw away, and Nixon steals his 41st base of the year.
There's the lead that Nixon has at first base, and he's off. And there's the pitch out. It sort of sailed on Rona as he started to make the catch of the ball. It sailed over his right shoulder, and he lost possession of the baseball.
So the Expos have Nixon in scoring position with 1 out, with Tracy Jones and Dave Martinez the scheduled hitters. A ball, no strikes on Jones. He had a good cut and fouled it back. It's 1-1. Take a look at the scoreboard with the Dodgers shutting out Houston. The Giants. Well, the Phillies making a game of it with the Mets now 5-4. Pittsburgh and St. Louis scoreless through 3. This afternoon, the Reds knocked off San Diego 7-2. You see the final in the first game of our doubleheader. Cubs win it in 11 innings 5-4, and we're in the 5th inning of the second game. Cubs down here 1-0. Side. And in the American League, Baltimore 5-1. The Red Sox winning again 2-5 over Toronto 4-1. Tigers tied with Cleveland 1-1. White Sox in the 4th tied with Texas at Arlington. The other games on the West Coast. Up and in this time. So Schiraldi behind 3 balls and a strike.
Schiraldi seems a little more worried about Nixon than he is about the hitter Jones.
Three and 1. Jones goes after this one and fouls it out of play. Jones is very aggressive up there. The count is full right now. Jones came into this game hitting .288 with a couple home runs and 17 runs batted in. And likes to swing the bat. He pops him up, foul back of first, but it will carry out of play. He came in on Jones.
Good fastball right inside, hit him right on the fist.
Send along good well wishes to Marge Tarchek at Little Company of Mary Hospital, watching tonight and rooting for the Cubs. One on, one out. Otis Nixon, the base runner. Tracy Jones at the plate. Too much time. Jones getting time from the plate umpire Gary Darling.
Got a group of Cub fans in Mesa, Arizona, from visiting the Roberts, pulling for Cubs victory tonight, hoping for a double victory.
And here we go, the 3-2 pitch. He fouls it again. In that Dodgers shutout over Houston, a 6-hitter, Tim Belcher picks up the victory. He is 11-5. Bob Force, the loser, 10-6. And the pitchers are up in Seattle. It'll be Taylor for Seattle. Terry Taylor and Charlie Leibrandt will pitch for Kansas City against the Mariners tonight. 3-2 again, and a liner into center. That's going to fall for a base hit. Nixon's on his way to the plate. He will score without a play, and it's a 2-0 ball game. So Jones battled Schiraldi, fouled a couple pitches back, and then didn't hit the ball all that well, but got it over the infield and up the middle.
The ball was inside, and as you said, didn't hit it well right on its fist, but he's strong enough to carry it out into short center field, and Nixon was off with a crack of the bat. So he knew where every outfielder was playing as to how deep they were in their positions, and he knew that ball was going to drop in there for a base hit.
Here's Martinez. Dave got credit for a triple in the first inning. Struck out swinging in the third. He came into the series 8 out of his last 12. Was 0 for. And he loops it not too deep toward right center. Webster the catch, however. 2 outs, and Jones heads back into first base. 2 gone with a runner at first for Andres Galarraga. Galarraga has had himself a heck of a year. A strikeout and a base hit in this game. He's set a club record 4 strikeouts, but he's also hit 28 home runs and is hitting right around 300. A little better than that now.
He's high in a lot of categories, isn't he, offensively?
He is, right across the board. Jones back in at first. There's Galarraga leading the National League in total hits, followed by Rafael Palmeiro and Andre Dawson. Those numbers on Galarraga right up to date with 4 hits in this doubleheader so far. Another move over there. Jones had just started to widen his lead when Schiraldi turned and fired the ball to first. Expos have made it a 2-0 game with a run in the 5th. Galarraga takes a big cut and fouls it. Giraldi really slowing it down here the last couple innings. The Expos have had runners on in every inning. Galarraga singled in the third, thought he would catch Webster sleeping, and Webster threw him out as Galarraga tried to stretch it into a double. There's strike two on a foul ball out of play. Now Fan had a chance in the upper deck, but couldn't hang on.
He got some booze too, didn't he?
Yeah. In that Boston at Toronto game, 4-1 Red Sox in the top. Ellis Burks forced to leave the game in the fourth inning due to blurred vision in his right eye. The pitch is down. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Burks suffered the injury in the third inning when he hit himself with his own swing. They don't believe it's serious, but he has blurred vision right now. Well, he's had a great year, and so is Mike Greenwell for Boston. The pitch is a ball with the runner going, and the throw to second in time. Sandberg took the peg, and Jones is caught stealing. 2-4 to retire the side. A run on 2 hits, nobody left. Bottom of the 5th coming up. It's 2-0 Montreal. We're at Wrigley Field, moving into the bottom of the 5th inning. 2-0 Montreal out in front. The Cubs won the first game of the doubleheader in 11 innings, 5-4. Take a look at the throw by Rick Rona. The Cubs feel he's ready to catch in the major leagues right now.
Well, it looked like it from this throw. He only took 1 step and fired that ball, and a very fine throw to Sandberg, who put the tag on Jones.
Angel Salazar is going to lead off the bottom of the 5th inning for the Cubs. The Red Sox have opened an 8-1 lead on Toronto in the top of the 6th inning now. Boston leading the American League East by 5 on Milwaukee. The Yankees 5.5 back, in Detroit 6 back. Salazar takes a strike. Wade Boggs, by the way, picked up a base hit in the 4th inning of that game, his 200th hit of the year, making him the first player in modern baseball history. There's a tap. That's going to be no play. And Mike Fitzgerald arguing that the ball was foul, that it had touched Salazar in the batter's box. But Gary Darling's not going to go for that, and Buck Rogers will come out to pick up the argument.
There was a little confusion between Johnson and Fitzgerald as to who was going to field that ball. Also, Fitzgerald thought the ball caromed off of Salazar and went in the fair territory.
Here it is.
No, it didn't. It was very clearly. But here's a confusion between Johnson and Fitzgerald. In fact, Johnson was going to reach out and field the ball.
Now Giraldi trying to bunt, and he takes the pitch low, ball 1. Calvin unsuccessful in trying to move the runner over in the 3rd inning, so he's nothing out of 1. The note on Boggs: he becomes the first player in modern day baseball history to have 200 or more hits in 6 consecutive seasons.
What a great year he's having.
Giraldi misses the pitch on the bunt attempt, and it's 1-1. Calvin with 4 sacrifice bunts on the year. The pitch. Now he's behind. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Calvin's having a tough time at the plate trying to bunt. Giraldi on the year, 4 out of 6 in sacrifice situations, including the unsuccessful attempt earlier in this game. He swings away and misses, so he strikes out. 7 strikeouts for Johnson. And Salazar remains at first for the top of the batting order. Rolando Rooms. It's now 11-1 Boston. Jim Rice has just hit a 3-run home run, his 13th of the year, to make it 11-1 in the 6th. Top of the order. Rooms has struck out twice. Rolando takes it high. Rooms spent the year at Iowa, hit .301 with 16 home runs, but will go through stretches where he has problems making contact. He'll strike out a lot. Boy, that's a real challenge not only for the player but for the manager and the hitting coach when you have a guy, Lou, who just goes through those stretches and cannot find the baseball up there. He finds it this time and lines a single into left. Jones up with the ball. Runners at first and second.
That should help him a lot, give him a little confidence. It's quite difficult to change that type of a hitter from striking out just to make contact. You have to change their swing entirely. Now watch this swing of Rooms. Keeps his body straight, shoulder right straight into the ball, and then a very fine swing. Line drive into left field.
So the Cubs have 2 men on with 1 out. And Ryan Sandberg, who got credit for an infield hit in the 4th inning. Ryan 1 out of 2 in this game. Johnson delivers and picks up a strike. The outfield pretty well spread out, although Nixon in center field a little bit toward left center. I see Nixon not exactly down the middle, but everybody else close to straight away. Ryan takes it down and in. Sandberg tripled into the right field corner in the 3rd inning of the 1st game. That against Dennis Martinez. Rick Sutcliffe, by the way, went the distance in the 1st game, all 11 innings, to win his 13th.
The way he worked that ball game, he deserved the win too, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Oh, Sandberg chases a bad pitch in the dirt. And the count is a ball and 2 strikes. We talked about hitters being anxious with men in scoring position. He chased a bad pitch there. Mitch Webster is the on-deck hitter. And Sandberg strikes out. Johnson got him with a high fastball. Johnson has 8 strikeouts tonight.
I'll tell you, when a pitcher can throw the ball that fast with that velocity of over 90 and he can get the curveball near the plate, it makes it look about twice as fast coming up to that plate than it is.
That's the key phrase, near the plate. He doesn't have to be perfect with a curveball. Just around the plate, don't hang it. Here's Mitch Webster. Webster's popped out twice, once to short, the last time to the second baseman, Tom Foley. Rooms at first, Salazar at second. And this one misses, ball 1. Randy Johnson out of the University of Southern California. And a fly ball hit into right field, but Martinez in line to make the catch, and the Cub threat goes by the boards in the 5th inning. No runs, 2 hits. The Cubs lead 2. We're through 5. 2-0 Montreal. This presents National League Ball Club, which has the right of approval of the announcers and is intended solely for the private non-commercial use of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Chicago National League Ball Club is prohibited. In the 6th inning, Andres Galarraga leads off against Calvin Schiraldi. Swinging and missing, strike 1. Galarraga at the plate in the 5th when Tracy Jones was caught trying to steal, thrown out by Rick Rona. Galarraga, the cleanup hitter. He'll be followed by Wallach and Foley. Strike 2.
Schiraldi challenging Galarraga with that good fastball.
You could see there a moment ago, Galarraga above the 300 mark at 302. We started today with only 3 hitters in the National League hitting 300 or better. Swing and a miss. He went Galarraga that time. 7 strikeouts for Schiraldi tonight.
Here's that good fastball. When a fastball gets up that high into the hitter's eyes, he wants to go after it. But it's a tough ball to hit with any velocity on it at all.
Now Tim Wallach, nothing out of 2. Scott Terry has a perfect game going for the Cardinals tonight through 5 innings against the Pirates. Wallach takes a strike. Wallach homered in the first game for Montreal. Boston scored 7 runs in the 6th inning at Toronto. There's a strike. 0-2. Boy, they're going to be tough to beat.
Yeah, they're going to be tough to catch. I agree with you.
How about that report in the New York Daily News about the impending Yankee shakeup? The pitch is high and outside. Speaking of tough to catch the Red Sox, rumors floating around that the Yankees will have another major shakeup, including the possible hiring as manager Dallas Green.
Yeah.
The pitch is low and outside. 2-2.
Well, when they find George, Mr. Steinbrenner, he'll have a comment to make on that.
They quote close associates of George Steinbrenner, who has been unavailable for comment, that about a third of the team might be traded or released over the winter. And there is ball 3. We've been hearing talk for quite some time about a possible deal involving Don Mattingly, and of course Jack Clark and John Candelaria have expressed that they're not exactly happy over there. They're talking about returning Dave Righetti to the starting rotation. Liner, 1 hop, nice pickup by Salazar, and it's thrown to Trio. Angel made a nice play at shortstop on a hard hit ball by Wallach.
It's a tough play for a shortstop, but he keeps right in front of that ball. It's hit very sharply to him on 1 hop. Stays right with that ball with his eyes right on the ball into the glove. Watch this pickup. He keeps his glove down. Ball hit right in the web and stayed there.
2 gone. Bases empty. Tom Foley now 2 for 2 in this game. Schiraldi misses low for a ball. Two 2-0. Minnesota at Oakland. Frank Viola to pitch for the Twins. Storm Davis for Oakland. And Schiraldi, after getting Galarraga and Wallach, falls behind Foley. 3-0. Now the pitch. There's a strike. Foley taking all the way. 3-1. Well, the Red Sox just will not quit. Rich Gedman's hit a 2-run home run. It's now 13-2 at Toronto. That game's in the 7th. Pop up. That's going to be out of play. A foul ball. So we go to 3-2. Outfield. A little bit the other way for Foley. Giraldi trying to retire the side in order for the first time tonight. Here it is, and he loses him, ball 4. So a 2-out walk brings up the catcher, Mike Fitzgerald, who, like Foley before him, has been on base twice tonight. One with a single and the other time with a base on balls. Fitzgerald. Giraldi's pitch. High fly ball. Deep to right center. Webster and Jackson back. Goodbye. Home run. Fitzgerald continues to punish the Cubs. He has 20 runs batted in now for the year, and 10 of them have come against the Cubs, and he makes it a 4-0 ball game.
Nothing cheap about that blow either. In the right center. About 8 rows up into the bleachers. Gets a hold of this fastball right over the plate, a little high. And Fitzgerald got all of it.
That's his second home run against the Cubs this year. The other one was a grand slam. And he gives Montreal a 4-run lead. Now here's the shortstop, Jeff Hewson. And the pitch is in there for a strike. Giraldi having problems again in the 6th. After he got the first 2 men out. There's a popper, foul ball, and out of play. 2 strikes the count. Calvin worked 6 innings his last time out. 5 1/3 the time before that. There's another one. Be careful where you park your car here. You know, Giraldi's lost 4 games in a row. There's a ground ball out to second. Sandberg to Trio takes care of it. We'll hold the thought and finish it in a moment. We're going into the bottom of the 6th with the score 4-0 Montreal. Ball game moves into the bottom of the 6th inning with Lou Boudreau and Artie Harris. This is Dwayne Stats. 4-0 now. The Montreal Expos are out in front. Don't forget the tribute to Carey coming up Saturday, November 19th at the Bally, Las Vegas. There'll be a roast for Carey. Tickets are $100 a plate to benefit the Maryville Academy. Special room rates available at Bally, Las Vegas, and special airfares available as well with United Airlines. For information, call 1-800-7-BALLYS. This is Darren Jackson lifting a fly ball into right center. And so Otis Nixon, the center fielder, putting it away. Good friends Steve and Tim Haug enjoying the game tonight. Wish Todd and Abby, Jordan and Mitchell a big hello. Abby 5 years old today. Pam and Robin Haug at home doing fine. No doubt rooting for a Cub comeback here after winning the first game. Here's Dave Meyer. Line shot to the shortstop. So Meyer hit the ball on the button.
2 pitches, 2 outs.
So Trio will take a little extra time getting to the plate. All right, Randy Johnson has struck out 8, walked only 1, allowing no runs on 4 hits, 2 outs into the 6th. And he takes a pitch in there for a strike. As I just mentioning, Schiraldi lost 4 in a row coming into this one. He ran into trouble, lasted 6 innings his last time out, 5 1/3 the time before that, 4 1/3 the time before that, and 5 1/3 the time before that. So recently he's really run into the 5th and 6th inning problem. Touch for the 2-run home run by Fitzgerald in the 6th in this one. Manny shortens up on the bat, takes the pitch for a ball, so the count is 1-1. 23,030. Foul ball out of play. Count on Manny is a ball and 2 strikes. Johnson wants another baseball. Day game tomorrow, a 1:20 start. Mike Harkey will pitch that game for the Cubs against John Dobson. The count goes to 2-2. Final game of the homestand. And on to Pittsburgh and Montreal, and back here for 3 against the Pirates to wrap up the regular season. Manny strikes out, a foul tip strikeout to retire the side. 1, 2, 3. We are through 6. Harry will be back in a moment with the score, 4-0 Montreal.
With Lou Boudreau, Harry Carey, and Wrigley Fields, we're going to the 7th. Steve Stone not with us now, observing the Jewish holiday. And we want to take this occasion to wish all our good Jewish friends a very happy new year. There's a ground single for Johnson. That's his first big league hit. Johnson signaled to right. Boy, that Johnson is fan 9 in the first 6 innings. That's his career high in the big leagues. It's only his 2nd game. He fanned 5 the first game in pitching 5 innings and winning. He's going for his 2nd straight victory. Runner at first. Nobody out. A high pop fly back off the bat of Otis Nixon. Nixon fanned twice, single, stole a base, and scored in the 5th. We're in the 7th. There is Rick Sutcliffe and Greg Maddux, the 2 big winners on the pitching staff. He swings and he misses. Hello, buddy. How are you? Good to see you. John Albright, our beverage manager down at the restaurant, watching the ball game. Runner at first. We're in the 7th. Curve a little bit inside. 1 and 2. Boy, has this Johnson impressed you as much as he did me?
Yes, very much so, Harry. All he has to do is get that curveball close to the plate, and it makes that fastball look like a 100-mile-an-hour fastball.
Now there's the pitch low. Seems to me he's throwing a real good curve, too.
Yes.
2 balls, 2 strikes. That's about the 20th car that's been towed away. Arnie keeps track of those kind of things.
Keep score, huh?
2 balls, 2 strikes. Swung, and he foul tipped it. Final game of the series tomorrow. Then Thursday's an off day, and then we start our last road trip of the year, Friday. 3 games in Pittsburgh and 4 in Montreal. And then back here home for the final weekend of the season. The pitch. Lined in the left field, a base hit.
Giraldi was working on Nixon with curveballs. Finally threw him a fastball, and the result was a line drive into left field.
So the Expos have runners at first and second. Activity in the bullpen. The Pirates finally got a hit in St. Louis, but the Cardinals still lead 1-0.
Frank Depino starting to warm up in the Cubs bullpen.
Danny Tarnbull has hit a grand slam for Kansas City of Seattle. Well, it's all over but the playoffs now, friends. Here's Tracy Jones. Used to be with the Cincinnati Reds. The pitch. There's a drive. Way back. It might be. It could be. It is a home run. A 3-run homer for Tracy Jones. That is his third of the year. His 21st run batted in.
Another high fastball from Schiraldi, and Jones really got a hold of it.
Well, 2 runs on a homer last inning, 3 runs on a homer this inning.
Here's the pitch to Jones, a high fastball.
The fans are cheering because they coerce the fan who got the foul ball to throw it back onto the playing field. That's all for Schiraldi. And we'll be back with more following this message. Well, Lou, it's Frank Depino coming in to pitch for the Cubs.
Now, Harry, this is his 57th game. He's won 2 and lost 3. High earned run average of 5.22. He has 5 saves to his credit. He's pitched 81 innings, but he's allowed 93 hits. 6 home runs have been hit off of him.
You know, Lou, though, there's one thing that's a little bit surprising about Depino, who hasn't really had a good year, has had earned run average would indicate. Remember, he's a relief pitcher. And so when he gets an earned run average but better than 5, that means a lot of hits he's giving up. They're scoring runners. It's charged to the pitcher he relieves.
That's right.
But look at the plus side. In 81 innings, he has fanned 63 men. That's a pretty good ratio of strikeouts.
Yes.
The batter's face. Small consolation, of course. And here we go now with Depino facing Dave Martinez. It's a 7-0 ball game. Well, if you want to make a case for Schiraldi being a relief pitcher, and a lot of people are, take a look at this ball game. Didn't allow a run in the first, allowed 1 in the second. No more runs until the 5th, allowed 1. Then, at the end of 5 innings, they seem to get on to him. 2 runs on a homer in the 6th, 3 runs on a homer in the 7th.
And I think it was the location of his pitches, Harry. And
but isn't that what happens when a pitcher's getting tired? He loses.
Tired. Because his pitches become high. He can't get them in the strike zone. He started out throwing well, lost a little of the velocity of his fastball, and consequently, when you lose velocity of your pitches, that's when the hitters start timing it very well.
The pitch is a little bit low. 3 balls and a strike. We're in the 7th. Hey, John, if you go down to the restaurant, make sure they save a table for me, will you? We've been there a long time without eating. 3-2 on Dave Martinez. I had a hot dog, Arnie. That's all I had. 3 balls, 2 strikes. A ground ball. Manny Trio. That's one away. Martinez grounds out. Here's Galarraga. 1 out of 3 in this one. 3 out of 5 in the first one. We're in the 7th. Galarraga hit his 28th homer in the first game. He now has 28 homers, 87 RBI. Swings and he fouls off the first pitch. Galarraga had 90 runs batted in last year. He's shooting for the coveted 100 this year.
When he went in the slump this year, so did the Montreal Expos.
Yeah.
That's how important he is to this ball club.
0-1 the count. Bounces in the dirt. Count is evened up. St. Louis leading Pittsburgh 1-0. Scott Terry's had a 1-hitter for 6 innings. Had a perfect game for 5. The Pirates got a hit in the 6th. The Cardinals lead 1-0. The Dodgers blank Houston. There's a hot shot. Salazar over to first. 2 gone. That brings up Wallach. 2 out. We're in the 7th. The Cubs have not won a ball game, a doubleheader, since September the 23rd, 4 years ago, in St. Louis. They swept the doubleheader from the Cardinals in '84 when they won the division title. They haven't won a doubleheader since. After winning the first game tonight, there were hopes. He swings and he misses. A ball and a strike. Depino's on the mound. Deep right field. Webster near the wall, and he makes the catch. So 3 runs, 3 hits, no errors, and nobody left. We go into the bottom of the 7th. The score: Montreal 7 and the Cubs nothing. Rick Rona will lead it off in the bottom of the 7th. 7-0 in favor of Montreal. Boy,
well, let's have 3 big innings here and get to this youngster, Johnson. We haven't had many chances off of him.
you know, I think we better give Don Zimmer credit. We get a split here tonight. His changing of the rotation of pitcher.
That's right.
He'd have started Giraldi in the first game. We probably lose that one if this is a criterion of what it would have been and how they hit him in the first game. And as Johnson could have even beaten Sutcliffe in the second game. he hasn't allowed to run.
That's right. You have to score runs to win.
There's a pitch outside. 2 balls and a strike. Rick Rona looking for his first big league hit. There's a line drive right to Foley, the second baseman. 1 away. The Cubs have had only 4 hits. Off of Randy Johnson. Realize he's the tallest pitcher ever to pitch in the major league. I thought Gene Conley was, but he was only 6'8". Johnny G was 6'9".
Was 6'9".
You think maybe we ought to make it official and measure this guy? 1 ball, no strikes. Bottom of the 7th. Alizar got an infield hit in the 5th. Fouls it out of play. A ball and a strike. Now the pitch, here it is. Swung and he misses. Boy, oh boy, Chet Lemon is really having a fine year for the Tigers. He just won the game for them at Cleveland with a 2-run homer in the 9th. Detroit beat Cleveland 3-1. The pitch, outside and high. Johnson has walked only 1 man. He has fanned 9. 25-year-old kid from Walnut Creek, California. The pitch, a little bit outside. Milwaukee out in front of California, 2-0 at the end of 1. Hey, Arnie, do you have the Red Sox in a 13-run pool? Oh, too bad. Because they would have just won it for you. The Red Sox beat Toronto 13-2. Look at it, St. Louis. Cardinals batting bottom of the 7th. They lead 1-0. They have 9 hits. The Pirates have 1. There's a pitch fouled out of play. We're in the 7th. Angel Salazar. Sean Dunson was hurt in the first game. Slight sprain of the ankle. Bouncing ball. Wallach has it. 2 men are gone. Boy, this guy has really pitched tremendously.
Yes, he has.
Just a rookie making his 2nd start in the big league.
Start DeCenzo will bat for Depino.
Well, now this,
Pitching man.
I know this unfair match. DeCenzo stands 5'7". Randy Johnson stands 6'10". He is almost a 1.5 feet taller. DeCenzo, the batter. Fastball inside. One ball, no strikes. There's a little tap to Wallach. He has it. 1, 2, 3. At the end of 7, no score. Carey back at Wrigley Field. Mike Capel's a new pitcher, Lou.
Harry Capel has won 2 and lost 1. Earned run average of 4.61. This is his 22nd game, all in relief. He's pitched 27 and 1/3 innings, allowed 30 hits, 17 runs. He's allowed 5 home runs to be hit off of his servings. He has struck out 17 while walking 12.
Members of Delta Sigma Phi fraternity from Valparaiso are here to see the Cubs. Here's Foley. Capel's first pitch, a strike call. Terry Zawada from Clearwater, Florida, watching the ball game. He swings. 0-2 the count. They're here from the University of Illinois. Alpha Tau Omega Delta Gamma. That must be 2 of them.
It's a group.
0-2 the pitch. There's a drive in the right field for a hit. Foley gets his 3rd hit of the game. A single to right. Speaking of Illinois, here's one of the real grads that they're so proud of, Lou Boudreau.
And I'm proud of the university, too. We're on the building program right now, so far as football.
We're all on a building program. There's the pitch of Fitzgerald. He's been red hot against the Cubs. Mike Fitzgerald with 2 out of 2. Hit a 2-run homer in the 6th. Jim and Lorraine Grove are here from Frankfort, Indiana. Birthday greetings to Diane Hubbard. There's the pitch outside. Two balls, no strikes. Let's see now. Foley's trotting over near the dugout. I think somebody's going to run for him. Might have come up a little lame. Yeah, somebody's going to run for him. Paredes, a second baseman. Johnny Paredes. Here's Fitzgerald. Pitch it low and inside. Rich Morgan, all the way from Tempe, Arizona, is here. And they're here from Clinton, Mississippi. Gordon Kennedy. There's the strike call. 3-1. High ball 4. So Capel gives up a hit and a walk to start things. 40 members of the Greater Illinois Liquor Association here in group tonight. And they're here from Green Valley. Dave Rallo. And a birthday greeting to Lenny Spatafor.
Cubs are hoping for a double play here with the pitcher due up next. They don't expect a bunt.
Houston takes the strike call. Houston 2 out of 3 in the first game, 1 out of 3 in this game. He swings and he misses. 2 strikes. 7-0 in favor of Montreal. We're in the 8th. Birthday greetings to Lisa Hino. Wild pitch in the dirt. The runners advance. A wild pitch. And Cable.
That's his 5th wild pitch. That's
He's
a lot of
having a
wild
bad
pitches.
outing again. Drew Hall getting ready. Birthday greetings to Gail Lynn Melton in Decatur. That's Bob Skeffington country. That's the Budweiser distributor down there. He swings and he misses. And he strikes out. Houston is out swinging. That'll bring up Randy Johnson, who got his first major league hit, has established a career high for strikeouts, 9. Won 5 in his first start the other day, 9 in the second one. Infield in. Strike call. Swung and he missed. 0-2.
Kind of tough to pitch this kid high, because if you do, you're liable to throw it over your catcher's head.
Chuck Townsend and Randy Anderson are here from Lincoln, Nebraska. He foul tip. Jim Hasten from Denver. They're from Somerset, Kentucky. Clough struck him out. 2 strikeouts in a row. Runners on second and third. And here's Otis Nixon. He's 2 out of 4 today. 1 out of 5 in the first game. Greetings to Dave and Rose Hilgenberg, watching the Cubs in Hot Springs Village, Arkansas. Pitch is high. Paid attendance here tonight, 23,030. High pop fly, that ought to be easy. Salazar makes the catch to retire the side. 1 hit, 2 men left, no run. In the bottom of the 8th now, Expos still lead 7-0.
Fans, follow the Cubs this offseason with a subscription to Vine Line, the Cubs' official newspaper. The monthly publication provides fascinating feature articles, interviews with past and present Cub players, and much more. Vine Line makes a great holiday gift item. Sign up now and avoid the $89 price increase. To receive 12 issues of Vine Line, send a check or money order for $15.95 to Cubs Vine Line, Post Office Box 1159, Skokie, Illinois, zip code 60076, or call 312-281-5050.
Johnny Paradis is now playing second base. We're in the bottom of the eighth. Here's Rooms, 1 out of 3. The pitch swung and he fouled it back. You know, one of the coaches for the Montreal team now that the minor league season is over is Joe Sparks, who managed teams for the White Sox in the minor leagues. Sparks has won the American Association Championship the last 3 years in a row. Wherever he's managed, he's won. You wonder why he never gets a chance to run a big league ball club.
Well, he wonders that also. He's had some great years as a minor league manager.
There's a hot smash, but up with it is Wallach. Rooms hit the ball hard, but Wallach came up with it. 1 man out. There's Sandberg. Strike is in there.
This is a close-up of Wallach on a hard smash, and you noticed how he kept his eye right in on that ball into his glove, and it was hit so hard he took his time as he threw the ball to first base to Galarraga.
0-2 on Sandberg. Fouls the pitch off. 1 man out. We're in the eighth. 7-0. Boy, thank goodness that Foley dropped that pop fly in the first game, which led to the winning run. Fouled out of play. Randy Johnson must be getting tired. He hasn't struck anybody out since the 6th inning.
But he hasn't given up any hits either.
Yeah. The pitch, a little bit outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. In the 8th at St. Louis, the Cardinals lead 1-0. The Red Sox down Toronto 13-2. Roger Clemens, his 17th victory of the year. Jim Rice hit his 13th homer with 2 on. Rich Gedman hit his 9th with 1 on. Now the pitch, he struck him out. Sandberg becomes the 10th strikeout victim of Randy Johnson. He's allowed no base runners the last 3 innings. He now has retired 10 men in a row. There's Mitch Webster. Final game of the series tomorrow. 1:20 ball game. We'll be with you at 1 o'clock leadoff man time. Two men out, nobody on. There's the strike call. Fastball, boy, he's still got it, too.
Yes, he is, Harry. Gotta admire his performance out there.
2 balls, 2 strikes. He fouls it back. Webster playing against his old teammate. Had 2 out of 5 in the first game, nothing out of 3 in this one. See where Cincinnati beat San Diego. That's a funny thing. 2-2 pitch outside. San Diego was playing such great ball. They announced that Jack McKeon had decided to manage the team rather than be general manager, signed a new 3, and they've lost 7 out of 8 since then. Another foul ball, 3-2. Cardinals still out in front. He struck him out. The 11th strikeout of the night for young Randy Johnson. Boy, oh boy. At the end, 7-0 in favor of the Expos. Harry Carey and Lou Boudreau back at Wrigley Field. We go into the 9th. The Cubs trying to avert their 14th shutout. There's a smash down the third baseline, a base hit. And there goes Tracy Jones all the way to second base. Jones has had a single, a double, and a 3-run homer.
That's his 5th double to go along with quite a night for him. Gets in front of that ball. His inside fastball drives it right inside the third baseline and goes into the Cubs bullpen. And Jones pulls up at second base. Here's the action of our third baseman Meyer. Just couldn't get over there in time as the ball was hit very sharply right near the line.
There's Dave Martinez, 1 out of 4 in this game, 1 out of 9 for the day, or night rather. Capel's pitches a curve outside. Capel has had a little trouble since coming back up. He's 1-2, lost 1, no saves, earned run average 4.61. In 28 innings, he's allowed 34 hits. Ball 2. Many of the fans now, starter for home. Tracy Jones, a big league. There's a base hit for Martinez. Another runner around third. He's going to score. And it's an 8-0 ball game. Martinez's 43rd run batted in. Gustafson's limbering up.
Along with Hall, who joins them.
There's Galarraga. 3 out of 5 in the first game, including a home run. 1 out of 4 in this one. There's a fastball inside. The Pirates just came up with 5 in the 8th. A high pop foul back. Minnesota playing in Oakland. And the big story there is, has Jose Canseco stolen any bases? He only needs 3 the rest of the season. He's already hit his 40 home runs. He'll be the first man in baseball history to hit 40 home runs or more and stolen 40 bases or more. There's another drive. Deep right center. Here's a runner around third. He's going to score. Galarraga on with a double. And so far as we know, he may have taken over the league lead in doubles with 41 with that one. He was tied.
Ball is well hit. It's a fastball inside, and he goes inside out with that swing and drives it into right center field. Goes all the way to the wall before Webster can get it back into the infield.
We don't know what Chris Sabo of the Reds did. They were tied, Galarraga and Sabo, with 40. Galarraga, we know now, has 41. Palmero is third with 39. Here now is Tim Wallach, strike call. Wallach homered in the first game. Nothing out of 4 in this one. Curve outside. Three hits have been good for 2 runs. 2 doubles and a single. Outside. The Pirates rally with 5 runs in the 8th. The lead in St. Louis, 5-1. Line drive foul. Boy, he pounced on that high pitch.
He's been high all night. Capel has.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Whoa! Hit by a pitch ball. Boy, he's looking at his left hand, and he gave Mike Capel a long and a mean look, too.
That's this ball now. Wallach steps right into the ball, and it's high inside and hits him right on the fingers.
There's Johnny Paredes. Batting for the first time in the game. Paredes hitting 189, 1 homer, 10 RBI. A high pop fly. That's going to be caught. Dave Meyer under it, and he has it. Paredes popped out to Meyer. There's Mike Fitzgerald. 2 walks, a 2-run homer, and a single that set the stage for their first run in the second. You know something? There's a high fly ball. Going to be caught in center field, and Darren Jackson has it. The crowd was so small when we started, and by the time the night game got underway, it had increased to 23,000 plus. Now it's right back where it was when we first came in. 1,000 people. Everybody getting a head start for wherever. The news that Dan Rowan will have a sport feature from the ballpark. Ground ball. Manny Trio fumbles it and throws them out in time to end the inning. So, 3 hits, 2 runs, no errors, and 2 men left. We go into the bottom of the 9th. The Expos lead 9-0. Carey back at Wrigley Field. We go in the bottom of the 9th. 9-0 Montreal. Wade Boggs got 3 hits tonight, including his 200th of the season. He becomes the first player in this century, in the modern era, to record 200 hits for 6 consecutive seasons. How about that?
Yeah.
Here's Jackson. You got a clip of Boggs? Wouldn't dare. Here's Jackson. 2 balls, no strike. Randy Johnson making his 2nd start. There's a hit. Johnson gives up a double to Darren Jackson. A hit down the 3rd base line. So he may lose his shutout here in the bottom of the 9th. I give Jackson 2 out of 4.
And Jackson's 10th double of the year also. It's out in front of his fastball on the next pitch.
And now it's Dave Meyer. Randy Johnson making his 2nd Major League start. The pitch to Meyer. Curveball in there for a strike call. Here's the double again.
Here's a double by Jackson, just inside the 3rd base line, out of the reach of the diving Wallach. Jackson has his 10th double of the year.
Now the pitch. He swung and he missed. 0-2. It's Meyer, Trio, and Rona trying to break up the shutout. Blank 13 times previously, trying to avert their 14 shutout. There's a line drive, base hit. There's a runner around 3rd base. He's going to score, and that takes care of the shutout. And the rookie will not pitch his first shutout of his career tonight, but he will soon. You can bet on
first Major League RBI for Meyer, so they'll try to call for that baseball and his first hit.
And with the count 0-2, Meyer drives in his first run for the Cubs. Meyer hit a home run for Minnesota when he was with them. Here's a pitch, a wild pitch, and he might be getting a little tired. Randy Johnson. He had fanned 2 in a row. He had retired. 11 straight men going into this inning when he gave up a leadoff double to Darren Jackson. And then with a count 0-2, single to right center. Larry Biernorth out there talking to him.
He just wants to calm him down. He sort of forced that pitch. The fastball wanted to get a little extra on it. Jeff Parrott starting to warm up for Montreal. He's just getting a little work in, I would imagine.
9-1 the score. Fastball a little bit outside. Ball 2 on Manny Trio. He's panned 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 3 in the third. Struck out 1 in the fourth, 2 in the fifth, 1 in the sixth. There's a high pop fly. Going to be an easy out. Nixon takes care of it, 1 away. He had 2 strikeouts in the 8th, 1 in the 6th, 2 in the 5th, a total of 11. He's allowed 6 hits and 1 run. Here's Rick Rona, the rookie catcher, 24 years old at the plate. A high pop fly. Everybody chasing it. Whoa, what a play.
Did he catch it? He
by
did.
Davey Martinez.
He caught it.
He did catch it, reaching into the sand. Martinez made a beautiful catch. Banged into the wall in doing so, too. Watch this.
There's quite a play by Davey Martinez. He comes over near the wall, and the ball looks like it's in the first row. And he just reached in and caught the ball right against the wall. Great play.
That's 2 men out. And brings up Salazar. Curveball in there, a strike call. Same 2 teams tomorrow. Will be with you at 1 o'clock. Ending the homestand. Ground ball. There's a peg. Hey! Low throw. Will be an error on Houston. An error on Houston, the shortstop. And that keeps the inning alive.
Jody Davis is going to hit.
Jody's going to be the hitter.
Jody Davis will bat for Capel. Davis.
Jody comes up with 2 runners on. 2 out. That's a second error for the Expos. 9-1 in favor of Montreal.
Jody's hitting .225, 6 home runs, 32 RBIs.
There's a fastball low. Inside, ball 1. Jody's 1 out of 12 as a pinch hitter. There's a high fly ball. Martinez there, and this ball game is over. So the Cubs split the doubleheader, winning 5-4 in 11 innings in the first game and losing to this elongated 6-foot 10-inch rookie left-hander 9-1 in the second game. We'll be back with the totals in a moment. Otherwise, their play of the game happened in the second inning. Jeff Houston, the shortstop, lined a single. It scored Tom Foley that put Montreal in front 1-0, and they never relinquished a lead. That's the Budweiser play of the game. Boy, the kid was too tough a pitcher, that Randy Johnson, Lou.
He had his fastball. We heard a lot about his fastball. We thought that he might lose control during the ball game, but he did not. He retired at 11 in a row during the ball game, and we didn't hit him or have many chances, Harry.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow then.
All right, sir.
Here quickly are the totals. Remember the news now follows the ball game in just a moment. The totals are for the Montreal Expos, 9 runs, 16 hits, and 2 errors. The winning pitcher, Randy Johnson, 25-year-old rookie left-hander. He now has won 2 and lost none. The game-winning RBIs we mentioned before, Jeff Houston, his first of his major league career. For the Cubs, 1 run, 6 hits, no errors. Calvin Schiraldi, the loser, he now has won 8 and lost 13. The Cubs still haven't won a doubleheader since 4 years ago, since that golden year of 1984 when they won the division title. But they averted their 14th shutout of the year by scoring a run in the 9th inning. They won the first game 5-4 in 11 innings. So, with Steve Stone and Lou Boudreau, Harry Carey from Wrigley Field, repeating the final score as Montreal got a split of the doubleheader by winning the second game 9-1. Our next televised game on Channel 9 will be between the Cubs and the Montreal Expos, the final game of the series. Tomorrow afternoon, our telecast begins with a leadoff man at 1 o'clock. Our executive producer director has been Arnie Harris. Our assistant director, Joe Carneo. The Cubs win the first game 5-4 and 11, lose the second game 9-1. Harry Carey from Wrigley Field. So long, everybody.
Participating advertisers in Cubs baseball were Budweiser, the proud sponsor of the 1988 U.S. Olympic team. For all you, that's for you. Canon, the official camera of the Chicago Cubs. Nissan, cars and trucks, built for the most important race of all, the human race. Unical 76, who invite you to go with the spirit of 76. Ameritech Pages Plus, published by Donnelly Directory. And Buick. This great American pastime is brought to you by Buick, the great American road car, and your better Buick dealers.